Myst in VR, you say? How exciting, what a cool idea. Good evening everyone, good morning, perhaps even good afternoon. It is so wonderful to see you on a spontaneous, I believe what actually is today, Memorial Day in the US. We had a kind of a long weekend. Sometimes that happens on a Saturday or on a Sunday, but now it happened on a Monday. We had kind of the weekend before, and I believe this is now actually the wrong button, isn't it? There we go. Yeah. Perfect. Good to see you. Good to see you. So yes, today is actually Memorial Day weekend. Julia corrected me there yesterday. So we had a 3-day weekend, and I thought, we thought since I didn't stream on Saturday because my internet upload speed is completely zeroed out. I don't know why. I think they had a little thing going on the beach. Thankfully I'm on my LTE back. Miss Camilla, the one man standing. Mr. Brian is here. Yeah, we need to get a VR headset to experience Myst, as well as the new Firmament, which I believe was made for VR first, and then who cares about the 2D screen, flat screen people? We don't really want to know. As in VR, yeah man. So that's like that, what they're like at Cyan. So maybe we can get in on the action. Apparently, fun fact, the guy who is the creative director there, who is kind of the Unreal Engine hero at Cyan, he starts building things in VR now. So when he starts building a new scene, he does it with the VR headset. I don't know which one it is that he's using, but he says if he's starting a new level, he says it makes such a difference if you start building it in VR right away, and then you come out once the groundwork is done, and then you keep using Unreal Engine as you were using it before. But like the level building and scene building is just such a different experience in VR. So very interesting to hear that. So there we go. Mr. Brian is here, Miss Camilla is here, Miss Julia is here, the Nancy's Art is here, Carol Jane is here. Good to see you again. Mr. Matthew is here. Matthew, actually, before we begin, I had a look at your channel at Rosie's Gym, and lots of animated videos there. Very cool. I have a feeling I know what happened to your AdSense issues there. I have a feeling you may have fallen below the requirements that they want for monetization. So it's not just the subscribers, the over 1,000 subscribers, you have that, but it looks like you don't have a ton of views at the moment. So there is a way to check that in your YouTube statistics on the watch time. If you have a look at how much watch time you had over the last 365 days, over the last year, if that is over 4,000, you're eligible for monetization. But if you've dipped below that, if you only have 1,000 or 2,000 watch hours over a whole year, over the previous year, then they may just say we want to kick you out and you have to get your views up. That's the only thing I was thinking. That is a possibility. They may not have, said as much, but hey, one of those things. I just thought I'd let you know because that's something that I've noticed. I'm looking at the votes here. So here's the state of affairs here. This is my Steam library, and I literally have 3 versions of Myst here. I have this one, which is the classic version. I've played literally 1 minute of that just to see if it works. And that came out, I believe, originally in 1993. And they've managed to make that so that it works on modern PCs, and it actually renders in 1920 by 1080, but it's pre-rendered images, and it's literally the classic version as we know and love it. It's point and click literally all over the place. No, that's not what I meant. And then they went ahead, and a few years later they made this one here, which is called the Myst, or the Real Myst Masterpiece Edition, and that has free roam. This was made 2013, I believe. It doesn't have controller support, but it is made in Unity, and it has free roam. But you can see kind of by the textures here, it's not really up to today's standards, and it is already 10 years old. And after that, they've made another one which came out just after Abduction came out. So Abduction was not this one. Abduction was their Kickstarter funded independent game for which they've used Unreal Engine. That came out in 2018, maybe. Brian, is that right? 17, 16, 18, something like that. And they made that with Unreal Engine. And that was Kickstarter funded, much like Firmament. That's kind of the second in the series. But after Obduction came out, they decided to remake Myst in the same style because they had developed all these tools, and it's kind of exciting. This came out in 2021, so literally a couple of years ago. And we've played this on the stream actually once. That was the Amazon Luna version. But I've bought this because I was so impressed by what they've made with Obduction and with Firmament. I was thinking it's a good one to own it. So there we go. It looks like 60% of you say we want to see that. Only 20% want to see the classic version and the Unity version, and I can understand that. This one is probably the best one. There's also a lot to kind of talk about on this version, and it's good to marvel at. So if you wanted to have a look at the classic version first for 10 minutes, just to get the look and feel of how far we've come, I'm up for that. But I'm also up for playing this. The Unity version isn't really anything to get excited about, to be honest. It doesn't play very well, but the classic version is something that's just fun. You know, let's just play this for 5 minutes and see what we see, and then we're going to go full on controller and see where we are like 25 years later. Mr. Sage is here. How you doing? How you doing? So let's do that. Classic, because Nancy wants to see the classic version. I want to kind of see the classic version. Made with Scum VM, by the way. Oop. Yeah, baby. Woohoo! The cool thing is that this logo is still the same one that they're using today. I mean, just as a remade version of it. Is that cool or what? Cyan Worlds! Oh, yes. Going way back, right? And also, I remember, so Rand was talking about the fact that the loading, the whole size of this game, it had to fit, I think, on one CD-ROM, and it had to be loadable at the speed of a single speed CD-ROM back in the day. I'm going to go say new game, and we'll see what happens. This is as classic and original as it can get.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed. I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me.
Dang, Sage.
My apprehensions might never be allayed. And so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
Wow. But hey, render this in 1993, right? That's not easy. What software do you need? What hardware do you need? That's crazy. This was Rand, by the way. Rand is the narrator here. Yes. Authentic frame rate this. I wonder if that should be an animation. Yes, there it is. And of course, they made the animation so small because that's the only feasible way to render it in under a week. Let alone the dithering. Oh my goodness, look at that. We have come a long way, I gotta say. Can we just go in? See what happens? So, no free roam. The water effect, right? It's like being in a three-dimensional world, this. The trees! My god, the trees. This is as close to an approximation of a round thing as we can possibly get. Look at the foliage and the water movement. Oh no, hang on, we don't have any. Levers. Very authentic. So we got the levers. Got the wood and the metal shader. Yeah, the metal shader. That is exciting. But back in the day, I mean, this is what you really got to appreciate. You got to build these assets yourself. There's no asset store where you grab a bunch of foliage and put that into your game. That doesn't exist. There's no ready-made, I mean, there's modeling software, but you're talking something where you're fiddling around in wireframes, and it takes you 10 minutes to get an approximate preview of what your final render looks like. And a single image like that, we're thinking in 640 by 480, or dare I say 800 by something, 800 by 600. That'll take you overnight. So just remember that. This wasn't easy to make these types of graphics back in the day. And it's one of the first immersive type experiences here. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, Catherine, I've left for you a message of utmost importance. Atreus, that's his character. Can we get out? Yeah, get out. Another lever. That is so fake. That door isn't actually opening. We're just replacing one flat image with another, with a wipe effect, don't we? That's just a clear. That's a wipe, isn't it? You can make this in RenPy with better graphics. Or this would be a cool remake. You could literally re-render these things in Dash Studio and then recreate this in RenPy. That would be such a cool little remake. That. Oh yeah, I remember this. I don't remember how to do it, but I do remember it's kind of some kind of a time machine thing. Can we get out? Again, somehow? Oh, there we go. What did I do? This was bad. I want to get out. Yes. Oh yes. And this, I believe, is the library. With all the destroyed books. That's definitely destroyed. It is kind of interesting to see that it is still very much playable. It's not like I'm thinking, oh my god, these graphics are so terrible. It's just a very different tower rotation. All right. Yeah, I think if you use today's software packages and today's tools to make something like that, it still does work. There's still value in doing that. What have we here? Should we open this? Was this a bad idea? Oh, full motion video. Yeah, well, we just get garbage. I think we can't go in there. What is this? Do we? It's only put a page in the book. I know. Who am I? Who are you? And then we have the same thing here, interestingly. Yoshi's trolling, no worries. Good stuff.
Blue pages. Never.
I think nobody gets any pages here. Nobody gets any pages. I've decided already. The foliage. My god, the trees. And this, you could argue, this isn't properly UV mapped, isn't it? I mean, these streaks here, that's bad UV mapping, isn't it? It's we call it classic. Do you remember which of these we need to press, Brian, in order to lift the boat? Because I don't. There's, oh, look, this is an interesting effect. Very nice. It does pass off as a little animation, I gotta say, it's really nice. Do you know? Absolutely. So technically you basically have, you could make an adventure that's entirely playable inside the DAS library. Can you imagine? That's a great idea. Click the following products in the following order in order to experience the story. And then in Riven, they put water effects in here. Riven looks particularly cool, I have to say. The old version, we don't have a remake of Riven yet, but they're working on one. So Riven is currently in development as a remake. Well, that's Myst Island, the classic version. The trees, my god! Considering what we've seen yesterday, that's just crazy good. Yeah, we're gonna be okay to quit and have a look at the remake, shall we? Free Willy. Let's see if we can find him in the remake. Broader Bond. Special thing. I know, 10 out of 10. But then, you know, at the time, so this is always something I find crazy to remember. At the time when this came out, there was literally, all the games looked terrible compared to this. So this was already, the graphics on that were like, OMG, how did you guys do that? And very cool. And it's just the worst view in the Steam library, isn't it? Myst. I don't know. This has controller support, doesn't it? I think. Let's hope. Play Myst in VR. If you buy the version, you get the VR version and the normal version. Very cool. And don't ask me again because I don't have a VR headset. One man standing. What was the idea on what is a good headset? Is it supposed to be? Is it good? Shall we get the Brian and I? What are we going to get? Are we going to get the thing that Steam make? The what's it called? The Oculus? What's it? Or something else? You two-dimensional peasant, you. See? It's the same thing. HTC Vive Cosmos. Prefer cabled experience. What's the thing that Steam do? Is that a cabled experience as well? I think the Steam thing is about $1,000. How much is the HTC Vive Cosmos? Yep, that works. That's good. Do we need to have a look in the settings here? We want to have that. We want to have frame rate VSync, and we don't want this unlimited. We want to do this at 60, and that is what we want. And quality preset, we can probably try high, I think, and we apply, and I think that's all we want to do. Classic, new game. Let's see what happens. About half of that. Ooh, that's interesting. Ray tracing. Oh yeah, randomized or classic. Let's see. Ray tracing. Yeah, we want to do that. Where was that? Graphics. Ray tracing. VSync. Yes. Ray tracing. Yes. High. Yes. Apply. Yes. New game. And I think we want to be not classic because that means we know all the solution. We want to do randomized, so we actually have to work it out, shall we? Oucharoo. Okay. I see.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned.
Now, is this dialogue...
Continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse.
That's re-recorded, isn't it? They're still
I've
rammed
tried
though.
to speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit that such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
Depends if they still had the original or if they only had a 12 kilohertz sampled version. They were saying actually that this is a little too fast here. I might adjust the sensitivity of my thing here a little bit I guess in a minute. They said that the book isn't standing on anything because of the VR experience. They said if the book was lying on the floor, you'd essentially have to bend down when you're in VR, and that's a terrible experience, they say. So that's why the book is hovering on body height, interestingly. Unreal Engine water, when you fly over it really fast. Right, so I hear. Right. And so the controllers on the Cosmos and the Steam thing, they're the same, right? I mean, on the what you wear on the hands. Yeah, see, this is a little bit fast for me, so I'm going to go and make that a little bit slower here. Under controls, perhaps. Look sensitivity, yeah, look less fast. We have the time. There. Yes, much cooler. And then this is for running, and this is for walking. Perfect. So there we go. Now we see all the remastered work. Still got the same look and feel to it, which is nice. I think Andy was saying that they made this a little brighter than in the original. And apparently they got some flack for the trees because there aren't enough of them on this island apparently. So it's a little bit sunnier, I think, than in the original. So cool! Now that's a metal shader. And we've got proper bevels, we've got proper details and normal maps and all that. That's just cool, isn't it? Lighthouses, what is that? Are those things like receptors in front of you? Is that how that works? I never figured out how to do these switches here properly. I think when I played this the first time, this version here, I thought it was extremely cool because it was the lunar version, so it wasn't actually played on my computer. It was rendered on Amazon's computers. This here, completely different ball game, right? Hello? Yes. That's not a trick anymore. Dude, let me in. Last time there was a nice leather chair in here. I guess that is no longer here. It's now a stand-up type of affair here. But it's the same crazy time machine that I still don't know how to work out. This here, apparently he was saying that these wooden blocks are all exactly the same. They're just oriented a different way. Yes, I believe him. He has some snazzy tools with which you can build these things really easily. Very nice construction script tools that I really need to look into. Oh, you can access your photos through the menu. The Crazy Brothers, maybe? Oh no, we didn't do that last time, did we? We just had a look at these. snazzy effect. I think they're saying the same thing, don't they? Who are you? Myst uses stash assets, yes.
You must help me. Bring me a red page.
I think we've got some... He wants red pages, he wants blue pages. What got a little bit of flack, I seem to remember, was the fact that they didn't use actors with video on this, they just used 3D models. People didn't really like that. But then, hey. There's always haters, I suppose. High doesn't look bad. I mean, I can try Ultra. I'm sure that's going to work on my PC. I don't know if we're going to get 60 frames at that point, but it's worth trying it out. Oh, we can't change it now. Dang. Okay, fine. There's classic video mode. What is that? Enabling this replaces all updated character videos with the classic FMV videos from the original Myst. So there is an option to switch that. That's nice. I wonder if that was added later because people wanted that. You may need to reload the save. Oh, look, that's nice. I like it. So you have both options. This in VR, one man standing, I hear that this, as well as the levers outside, you actually have to do it in VR. And if you don't do it properly, the door kind of closes the other way again. So here we just click a button and the animation happens by itself. But apparently in VR, you actually have to move this yourself. So it's kind of a cool touch that they've put that in. So it might be funky to experience this in VR. Library. Oh, we are in the library, aren't we? Do we wanna go elsewhere? We can't. Okay, good. No worries. We'll leave that for later, shall we? Maybe we can't go anywhere but the library. You'd imagine I click the button and I go places in the elevator. Perhaps that's not how it works. Oh, no. Close the door. Then go places. Ha 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 ha. Nah. That old cookie. One of those classic cyan puzzles. If you can't work that out, you're not allowed to play the game. Mr. Danny, how's it going? How's it? Well, duh, obvs. Right. Key and stuff. Brian, when was the last time you played this? We see book icon. That is important. I gather. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. Because we can't look out, actually. Oh, can we step off here? No, we can't. I think that was the idea, that we kind of look out of here, but we gotta do something else first, because otherwise it's not gonna work, I think. Okay, good stuff. Wow. And real Myst, well, that's 10 years ago, isn't it? Same thing, gotta close the door. Gotta open the door. And I think the thing that we need to do, if I remember correctly, and this might be completely incorrect, it has something to do with this tower. I think this is the tower that we were basically in. I think. How do we rotate this? It's got to be rotatable. Like in VR, you would just literally twist the knob. But here, he's a not so easy, no. Maybe this isn't a good controller thing. Was it really that difficult when we tried that last time? I don't recall. Like, if this was a mouse and keyboard thing, I would just go and click on it. And just go and left click and drag. Perfect. With the controller, impossible to do. Impossible to figure out. But what are we pointed at? Maybe this here? I don't see any features on the map, so I'm not sure what I would need to point this at, to be brutally honest. Yeah, I tried that. I think that the triggers, they just take me out of this mode. Let me try this again. So I'm navigating to this, clicking it. It does this. And then that does that. That does that. Just takes me out. And the top triggers, maybe? The top triggers! The shoulder buttons do this. Alright. Now we got it. Now we got it. But we don't know where to point it at, so let's see if those crazy switches on the outside will help us out. This, I think, means exit. So we pull this and the door will turn into the exit again. And this here means, you know, that corridor, I think. Is that how that works? Yes. That is how that works. I kind of forgot that in the old game we went a little bit further. In this game we haven't done that yet. So cute, this little tiny ocean surface that we see here, isn't it? What other VR games would you recommend then? I know I have a few, including No Man's Sky. That's supposed to be kind of cool in VR. And then of course Firmament. That's another one that has just come out in VR. I believe Abduction is also in VR. Anything from Cyan is VR. Do we have a level load coming up here? I thought we did. Oh, nice. Electricity is in here. Power to ship, generator switches. Could have sworn we see some kind of a voltage, like a target voltage here somewhere at some point, but maybe not quite yet. This reminds me very much of the battery puzzle in Firmament. This again, this is the controller navigation here is pretty terrible. So gotta be brutally honest. No, that's 16. I bet we have to reach some kind of a target voltage, but I don't remember where it is. And it being the randomized playthrough, it's not going to be what it says in so many walkthroughs that we find. There'll be something randomly generated here. Can we crouch here? No then. Gotcha. Okay, maybe next time. Afk burp. That's good, Danny. I like it. Cook out a sandwich tail. Nice one. Oh, Phasmophobia, that is in VR. I didn't know that. Oh, none of these games ring a bell. I'm really not sure how big VR is. I mean, I know it exists, but it hasn't exactly taken off as such. Hey, this looks completely different than the two little cogs that I've seen in the previous version. I wonder what water they're using. So this is all made in Unreal Engine 4, by the way. So that did not come with a bundled water plugin like Unreal Engine 5 does. So they must have used either something custom or as kind of a product from the store. Could be flux fluids, that's possible. The Unreal Engine 5 plugin has issues with generating foam where it needs to generate foam. It looks like they've kind of sorted that. If you see the small foam that appears on top of the waves, that's not easy to do. And then also a nice custom shader here that happens to keep the stones wet when the water comes in, so that's nice. Gives a little bit of roughness is down where the roughness is kind of up here, but down here, so that's very good. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I don't know what to make of these switches. Which ones need to be switched up and which ones need to be switched down? Oh. Puzzle. Trouble is price. That is so true. Yes, it's not exactly something that you can just try out. You need to plonk at least $500 on the table. That's true. PSI currently nothing. Can we... Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. It's the top shoulder buttons again. Let's crank that puppy right up, see what happens. Does anything happen? Nothing happens. Dang! And that's probably... We don't even know what to set that to, so no. Then there's this crazy thing here. The tree that's actually an elevator, but I have no idea how to enable it. I think it has something to do with that, with this steamy puzzle here that we've just had a look at. If memory serves me right, like it all moves, very nice. If memory serves me right, I think I have to ignite this somehow. But how I do this, I have no idea yet. So we'll keep looking, see if we find anything. This, I remember, that was for later. Oh, very nice. Yeah, this with controller, a total nightmare. It's very unintuitive what you're supposed to do. Mouse and keyboard, no problem at all. So, recommendation, play it with both, actually. Wasn't there a message somewhere? Was there? I'm sure there was. What's your opinion on these switches? I mean, there's this... I tend to flick a switch the moment I see it, but in Cyan games I'm never sure if that's such a good idea. Because, you know... That's an anchor. That's a spider. A snake. And an eye. And we're also probably advised to listen to the noises and just remember what noise each of these things makes. And in case it's like a quarter of a tone higher or lower, then that probably has a special significance. I'm not lying, Riven was like that. None of this lifts the boat, does it? There's also this exciting thing over here. Some overhead lines going from that bunker over to this thing here. Where will this take us to? I wonder. Yeah, I suppose that only opens up when we have power restored to this thing. I wonder, now that we've flicked a few switches here, yeah, look at that. Now we see markings on the map here. We don't see the ship, I don't think. Maybe I need to flick that switch. Maybe that's what these switches are for. Flick a switch and it'll appear on the map. Let's test that theory. If I go down here... This is exciting. And we go and flick that switch. Actually, there's two switches. There's one at the top as well, isn't there? So this one here. Popped it up. Clonk. Yeah, this one as well. Switch it up. Was there another switch down here? No, that was a non-switch. Oh, that's a... Ooh, okay. That's like the OMG, it's going down type switch. Topographical extrusion test 40, marker switch diagram 47, water turbulent pool 67. Let's write that down. 40, 47 and 67. Whatever that means. 67. Let's try 47. Thanks, Brian. Switches in the up position. I suppose that means something. So we put these things in the up position. I like it. How about... Oops. How about 40 next? Man. Ooh, ah. You're gonna go? No worries. Thank you for being here, Yoshi. Happy Memorial Day. Do you know, I have a feeling we need to type in like an extra secret number here. Did we try? We tried all three, didn't we? I think we're gonna get an extra special super secret number from Atris, and then we're going to see a super secret message, if I remember correctly, that leads us to something else. But I think so far I haven't seen any such pages like in the other Myst. Didn't I find one literally right here on the outside? Wasn't there a page? Oh, here, there it is. Haha, perfect. Catherine, I've left for you a message of utmost importance in our four-chamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the images to retrieve the message. Ooh. Ooh. We can work this out. We can totally work this out. We had two here, right? There's one here, two over there. Let's keep counting, friends. We can do this. 3. There's one over there. That's 4. And there was one by the boat. 5. One here. That's number 6. We can do this. We can do this. I have a feeling that is also one over there. That's number 7. Here's one number 8. Could that be it? Was that 8, you think? Ooh, we've discovered something. I think that was 8, if I've counted correctly. Let's try it one more time. 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5 over there. 6, 7 and 8 at the top. Let's say it's 8. Utmost importance. Utmost importance. Number 8. Not to mention the switch that we see virtually down here. That was number 9, so I don't know if that counts or not. Let's say it doesn't. Let's try 8. Just to be sure, I like it.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed.
Dang!
Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Akanar. But I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. I should have known not to have left my library unchecked for so long.
Yeah, man, you shouldn't have. You should have.
I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in the places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return, but if you've forgotten the access key, remember the tower rotation, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, and erase this message after you've viewed it, just to be safe.
It's 3D Rand! Yes, for the record, you and Catherine are terrible parents. Because how is it that your kids have turned out so terrible? I mean, they're not just born evil, it's your education. Friggin' homeschooling didn't turn out to be all that great, huh? Bringing up kids in the Myst ages, it just leads to corruption, man. Remember the tower rotation. I don't know how to erase the message, so it'll be there forever. But that's, you know, neither here nor there. Access key, tower rotation. Also, where is Catherine? Do we actually mention much more of Catherine in this game? Are we assuming the role of Catherine as such? Because in Riven, I think that it begins by him saying, "Hey, thank you so much, player, for helping me. That's really awesome." Access code. Then they saw power and they wanted it. What are we going to turn this thing to so that we see stuff? I mean, I could try the ship, I suppose. Like this, kind of snaps right into place. If this is the ship, let's try the ship. So the tower has now turned, so that means if we go back up in that crazy elevator here, I think at the top, also close the door, ka-ching, before we do that. Up there we should now see something perhaps, unless the thing is still closed, which wouldn't be so good. No. Catherine is off having an affair with the natives from another book. Yes, that's probably what it is. Hence, Myst 3 Exile. The Moneyverse. And that's when the kids' problems really started to. Okay, that's this books thing. Okay, so we do see the ship. I don't know if that's good or whatnot. I can tell you though that that is probably a rendered image behind here, because I don't see the water moving, so I think that isn't a live view. I don't think. What's on the other side of the tower? Good question. Let's check it out. Myst is just classic, isn't it? This is so cool. Ooh, ooh, this is crazy. Key. This could mean the key to the ship book. I don't know. Possible. January 17th, 1207. January 13th, 3802. And August 7th, 7352. Now that's far into the future and far into the... Yes. Those are 3 dates we could try out in this time machine thing. What did they say? How do we do a picture thing again? How do we take a picture of this? There was a way, wasn't there, to do that? Nope, that wasn't it. I mean, I could just take a picture with the, you know, with the thing, but there's got to be, since there's an integrated photo album. How do we do that again? Thank you, very good. Have a look if there's a way to maybe I can actually take a look in here when I say under settings, controls, view controller diagram. Oh, that's touch controls. Wands, oh my goodness. Knuckles, Jesus Christ, really? Gamepad, there we go. That was almost what I wanted. So many things that are supported. Menu, puzzle interaction, open, but no taking a picture thing. I thought there was. Didn't they say there was? Why? Okay, perfect. Let's try that. Let's try that. Just in case we do that. Ooh, perfect. So and then if we go to photo album, no, photo album. Yes, this is good. Even with the cursor in the picture, that's well done. I gotta say, that is well done. 1 of 50. So this is nice to refer back to things here. That's very cool. So that's with the tower turned onto the ship. Thank you, Brian. Really, really appreciate that. Delete all. Oops, exactly. Yeah. So always good to have it there on both fronts. So if this was the tower turned onto the ship, what happens if we turn it like to here, to this crazy, what's it called here, the tree elevator? Does it have different dates on it? Oh man. The tree elevator, that's it. Ooh, the tree elevator. Just to be on the... Ay caramba! It's not dates, it's a number. We should try hacking that in on the Steam house. What other secrets are we going to see then here? Oh no! Oh dear! Were you able to retrieve it, Camilla? I think, you know what, this is actually done not enough in games these days anymore, that you have to... It's like... We're so used to being told things. I love this idea of you look at this and whatever is behind you relates to what you're looking at here, and that's a cute way of doing it. Even to the point where you could say, well, I mean, I see everything, what do they mean? It's just nice to be able to kind of figure that out. Thank you, Brian. Awesome. It was gone. Ugh. Ouch. That is painful. So maybe the rocket ship or the bunker to the rocket ship also has something to offer that we should, you know, check out before we do anything else here. Like that doesn't. Oh, that's interesting. So that's another little clue here. This doesn't snap, but here this kind of snaps and changes color. Like this changes color. This also changes color. And that also, oh, very good. So that's important then, I think. This is so much fun playing Myst. I have to say, I didn't have that much fun playing Riven. I mean, I had fun exploring it, but I don't think the solutions to the puzzles, they didn't even make sense to me. So I'm looking forward if they've got something in the remastered version, how that's gonna pan out. If they're updating... Ah, 38 volts! That's what it needs! That is what it needs. All red means it can't connect, that's possible. 38 volts! Boom! That's where the voltage comes in. Man, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. Hey, I read earlier about the Substance to Unreal bridge. That is something I want to try out this week. See if I can work it out. Apparently it's super easy, but then, you know, they always make it look super easy in the videos, and then when you try it yourself, you go, I don't even have these buttons. Those menus, they're not even in my version. See what's up with this boat thing. So far the 3-digit number makes sense, the voltage makes sense. What doesn't really make sense is the 3 dates, past, present, future, and future thing. That makes 1.21 gigawatts. It has nothing to do with strength. This here is indeed that. Oh, do you know, good news. Julia and I have finished Broken Pieces. I did find the lever after all. There was a lot to that game, I have to say. $10.55, that could be that could be for the clock tower, although we're not facing the clock tower. I'm confused. What doesn't make sense is to not have controls to turn the tower inside the tower. Yes, but you'd imagine with all the technology Atreus had at his disposal, you'd imagine he had some kind of a remote control for that. So did I take a picture of this here in the Fide album? Yes. Interesting. Which one should we start with? $38 volts sounds like a cool idea. We're so not there yet, Brian. There was something about this as well. We could kind of open that as well. Oh yeah, there we go. My goodness. Do we want to open that though? Should we have opened that? Oh, right. That's only 8. That's only 48 buttons. It's the timeout room. I'm going to spend the remainder of the game here and see if it solves itself. Maybe it does. Right. Let's hike it out of here. What do you want to do first? Do you want to do the voltage first? Do you want to do the time on the clock first? Do you want to figure out the time machine thing? Because that's just plain weird. Or the third thing was the elevator, the 925 elevator. I don't know if just these numbers are enough to type that in. That might actually be the easiest one to start with. Quick, let's all go to Washington and find out. Did you see that when you back, or I don't know, this is not valid anymore, but when we could back Firmament, you could back the game with $2,000 or $5,000, and when you do that, you get not only the game, you also get a one-day tour, the flight to Spokane, and you get to be an honorary scientist for one day, and you get dinner with Rand. I mean, group dinner, obviously not, not yourself. 925, and you can. Such a cool idea, isn't it, to do that? Okay, 925. Let's see what we can do there. 9 sounds like a number station, doesn't it? 925. Boop. It opens. Next time we get a chance, Brian, we need to put that amount of money in. We gotta go to Spokane, and we say Brian and Jay went out honorary scientists. Oh, Ignite, that's even easier. I had expected there to be a lighter in there, but then you'd have to bend down in VR. That can't happen, so clonk. Ooh. Doesn't look stable. Is this too much pressure, or is it maybe just the right amount? When did he have time to make all this happen, I wonder? I mean, not so much Rand, but, Atris. This is now full whack. Perhaps we don't need it full whack. We need, like, less whack. Is that doable? Or is it literally a binary on-off thing here? Nope, this looks like it's binary. It looks like we could potentially catch the lift. Haha. Do we need to close the gate? Or no, we don't. That's all right. We just go down. Oh, you packaged your first ever product. That's nice. Well, as long as the promo images are super awesome, you have a good chance. Do get prepared. I don't want to dash your hopes on anything. Do get prepared to get rejected by DAS. They really look for unbelievably amazing promo images. So if you do get rejected, don't be surprised and don't be discouraged. You can always try again. Usually it's not the product itself, it is the promo images. But good luck. This is, I'm hoping it's going to work out for you. What's the product? Did you have it tested? I think in the first instance, they ask you to not actually send the product. They want you just to send promos, and if they're interested, then they'll ask for some more correspondence and some more examples of your work, and then you're invited to submit the product. But if you've got it ready to rock, that's really cool. Right. Good point. Camilla makes a really good point. If they're really interested in the product, they offer you a buyout. That's like a lump sum in cash, and then they sell it as a DAS original. That's kind of cool. All right, very cool. Hey, fingers crossed, man. I hope it's going to work out. This would be great. This would be great. One man standing. What do you reckon? Are we gonna go delve into the next age here? Because this is where that's getting us. Maybe let's go there. What am I even asking? Let's go there. Next age. I don't know what they're calling it, but this looks very cool. This is like the swampy age, I think. Go, go, go! Yes, and as I said, don't get discouraged if they reject you. It's happened to so many people, and it often takes 2 or 3 tries. Ooh-hoo! Listen to the frogs, man! Possibly. Yeah, and killer promos. If the promos look like, I don't even care what the product is, I need to buy it, man, then you have a really good chance. Promos is literally what it's all about. There's the lever we needed in broken pieces, man. I'm not going to flick any levers until I know what's where here. I can imagine. So, One Man Standing, this is another thing I wanted to ask about VR. So, Rand mentions that at Cyan, so there's 2 versions of VR. There's one where you either stand up or you sit down and you move forward as if you had a controller, like I do right now. And that is how you move through, that's how you traverse the environment. But there's another way to do this, and that is by literally having something like a really large room, and you have to physically move forward, walk forward to walk in this environment. Can either headset, no matter which one you buy, do either version, or are there special headsets that do this kind of walking around thing? Tells you how little I know about VR. Brian, would you be up to buy a VR headset? I'd love to do this with a buddy who also doesn't know stuff, but who's interested. So if you're up for it, I might be up for it as well. Ooh, You can do both if you use the hand units. You can control your movement and turning, or you can simply look and walk around within the limits of your room. Right, yes. And how does, this is another puzzle I have, how does wireless connectivity fit into all this? I'm kind of assuming that the glasses still have a cable that's attached to my GPU somehow, or is that not how it works? Are there tether-free things? And if so, how do they work? Do they work via Wi-Fi or... Oops, was that a good idea? I can't tell. This probably needs to be switched on. Can we then do this? No. But if we listen to the flow of the water, which is going to make us pee. Right. Well, Brian, what you have to do then is create a few more characters for sale, and eventually you're going to have the cash. Was that a frog? Oh, I missed the frog. Frog, come back here, buddy. Water goes up until here. There we go. Problem solved. Water is flowing here. And then it ends up here at Le Closed Door. This is very cool. If you look really closely at this and you see all this texture in detail, that is crazy good. That's not a lever though, is it? The lever for that is of course high up there. Okay, forget that then. Let's not worry about that. Shall we divert the water over here? Because there's no water pressure here. Let's do that. Let's go pull that lever. Got another lever thing. I missed the frog. I know. I can't believe it. I hope he's gonna come back. I missed the frog. Okay, so you sit in your chair and you have basically like a control in your hand. Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. So it does sound cool. I wanna see what it's like. And also, I want to try level building in VR. If that is as cool as it sounds, then perhaps it does actually make my life easier. Or it's over my head. That is also very possible. Could even pick up a used one. Where does this water even need to go? Let's see. This goes into nowhere, so that's probably not the way to go. I'm thinking. I don't know what you mean by clip. I mean, I couldn't watch it right now. Oh, there's a frog. There's a frog. Frog.
Ribbit.
Let's follow the frog. Here's the frog. Super nice. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, like, man, this is awesome. And then you guys only see the 2D version, which would be such a shame. I definitely heard something. I would have expected the water would have to go all the way here. I suppose that's what we need to do, isn't it? See if we can put the water here and then pull that lever. I'm thinking, is that a clever thought? I don't even know what that lever does. Well, let's try it out. This is where we divert the water to. And then, this is where that lever is. No, that's totally not where that lever is. Lever is... could be over here. Lever part. Goodness, maybe it's going to extend this bridge here. Who knows? It does indeed! Oh. Did you see how this was done? They were all just planes, a bit like hair carts, just with the splash animation on them. That is very, very cool. I learned last week about material instances. Can you believe I didn't know about those? Crazy stuff. Material instances. So like we're so used to in Blender and in DAZ Studio, we're so used to changing properties of the material, on the actual shader. But in Unreal Engine, that triggers a recompilation. So if you wanted to change the color of the water, for example, or the color of the wood, or replace the textures, it takes a few seconds for the shader to get recompiled, sent to the whole pipeline, and then for the image to get rendered. In still images, that's usually not that big a deal because we kind of expect a delay, but in real time everything, we get annoyed by that, and it's kind of cumbersome if you don't just make a quick change. It doesn't happen in real time, and that's where frog, hello, that's where material instance can come in play. So you have your material where you set up the textures and all that, and your values that you want to be changeable, and then you turn the things that you want to change into parameters. Then you instantiate the material itself, turning it into a material instance, and you apply that to your object. And then on the instance, you then change values. This thing's bust, man. I bet we need to put some water to this. And then the changes appear magically in real time, because you make the change on the instance, not on the material. So the material is compiled, and then, what is that? Oh, it goes and extends! I love it! And then on the compiled material, you add values on the instance, which then appear in real time without triggering recompilation. Some good shit, man. Let's see if we can divert the water. I say it needs to go here. No, it doesn't. Haha. Needs to go over here, doesn't it? That is a really good idea, Camilla. That is a really good idea. Use that as a kind of the template almost. This is what it needs to look like stylistically. Yeah, that's a very good idea. I like it. Okay, I guess this is where we need some serious water. Switch that. Yes. And now I've already forgotten. Is it right? Then left? Yes, that's it, isn't it? Yes. That then goes here, which hopefully goes to the elevator. Let's do this! Which, this is not where that goes, of course. Nearly there, nearly there. Oops! That happens sometimes. Do you know, I wanted to make a clip of something that happened in the Firmament game. Aha! They had, in the very first version that came out, does this work? Yes, it works! Alright! In the very first version that came out, when you go to the greenhouse, to the top of, I think, the St. Andrews realm, there are 3 doors, and the middle door, I think all 3 doors, they have an active load screen on there, so you're supposed to go into a room and wait there for a second, and then the second door opens with all the level loaded. And it's kind of charming. They had forgotten one of them. Oh, what's this? This gets me back, doesn't it? I don't think I want to go back yet. I don't think I want to go back. I think we've got more stuff to do here. And this is what that does. Okay, good. We're gonna go back down. I didn't know that's what that was going to do. And I was going to make a clip of why people put active load screens in their games. And it sounds like this is what you've experienced as well. You've teleported faster than the background could load. So you walk on nothing, and then textures and objects keep popping in. So that was kind of good. But they patched it in the first patch. They've already patched it, so it's no longer there. Before I had a chance to make a clip out of it. So this is not where we want to go. We want to go other places. Yesterday night I've played a little bit of Subnautica on my PlayStation, and they've merged the code of the new Subnautica with the old Subnautica. We need to divert that to here, maybe? Take this elevator. See if this is working. And now we have the good things that we had in the new Subnautica below zero in the old one. Like, getting unstuck and building really large rooms with a massive glass ceiling. So some of the recipes they've taken over. That was kind of nice. I didn't know that. So, above the treetops. This is another thing Eric was saying. This is one of the tools that they've used. I've actually found some. I might put this on our Discord server. If you're into making things in Unreal Engine, these bridges here, they're made, well, technically with an array modifier under the hood, if you think about it. So you have the beginning of the mesh here, which is like the rope and one piece of the wood, and then as you scale it up, it just adds more pieces of wood and more ropes and connects them seamlessly together. And then if you needed to make it longer or shorter, it wouldn't scale the wood pieces up or down. It would just add more wood pieces at the same scale. And then after that, you have a little parameter that makes these things dangle. So these tools, they are found some by T. Dietke from Sweden, actually. He's made 3. They're available on Gumroad, and one of them does this, and it connects kind of telephone, what do they call it? Telegraph poles together with hanging cables, and they work a little bit like that. And these types of tools are good for level building. Like this would be a shorter distance than that, and they could just extend this, and there's a little thing in the middle that every so often gives you a missing piece just to make it look more exciting. Like here, now it's in the middle, but it's made with the same tools. It's kind of cool to see this in action. Beautiful, beautiful. Although I'm not entirely sure what we need to do here. Yeah, that's 2. And it works so that when you technically have 2 missing pieces together, there's always one next to the missing piece. So you can never have 2 missing things, otherwise you'd like fall through the ground. Who's turned this place over? It got tossed. Why? Also, who lived here, you think? Well, that looks a bit more exciting, that house here. Do you remember what we need to do in this level? I don't recall. That's not geometry, those are transparency maps here. Keeps it nice and cheap. This is all real geometry here. Kind of thinking I probably need to find something, but I just don't know what it is that I'm looking for. Probably, another elevator, of course, with a door. Tenner in my pocket says this thing isn't going to work. Of course it's not. Of course it's not. Why would it? Waldo, where are you? Exactly. So ideally we want to open this, which kind of goes over here. We'll see if we can aim ourselves at that somehow. Follow this. Good thing is, it all looks the same, doesn't it? It all looks the same. Is this the ha, see? And I think it's opened. Tarzan must have built this. Now, blue and red pages. Yes, good point. I've already forgotten that was actually part of our mission. Now, the hard part, getting back there so I can go and walk down those windy stairs. This is seriously fun playing this. I'm kind of looking forward to Riven already. This way, then to the right here. Remind me, Abduction was VR, wasn't it? I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. The sign guys, they're all into VR, so it would have been weird had it not been in VR. Down we go. We don't know why, but let's go down. Can we open this? Can we? Yes! Oh, that is good. Now, what are the chances in order to get that elevator going? We need to go put a little bit of water into here, which will make it go away from elsewheres. Since it's the first lever, perhaps it's not really that big a deal. Abduction was made for VR. Cool, okay. Go back up, see if that elevator kicks into action. And also, where does it take us? Further up, I'd imagine. Hasn't lost its charm, has it? Very wafty up here. Sound design is really nice with headphones. Ooh. Well, you never know what their next Kickstarter project is. I'm sure they're going to make another game. It looks like this business model really seems to work out for them. And it looks like, I mean, judging by the amount of reviews for the latest game on Steam, the real money doesn't actually come from game sales. It comes from the Kickstarter backers, which is great. So if that business model works out, then I think that's just awesome. I love it when things like that get made, not because of sold copies or because of the amount of good or bad reviews that you're getting, but because of other things. He speaks like Chewbacca. Oops. That can't be good. Do we have a lamp here? We don't have a torch or anything, do we? This is like the penthouse suite here, isn't it? Oh no, hang on. This was just the antechamber to the penthouse suite. Ding. Well, we got one blue page. That was it. Was that all we had to do in this age? No. There's like a creepy thing here. I think we've heard that already. What's he saying? Where's the English version? He is preparing. Found Sirius's message to Akanal. Oh.
very interesting device you have here. I'm not erasing anything important, am I? Remember, he is preparing. Take only one page, my dear brother.
They're in competition, aren't they? So you're saying there's also a red page in this level? Is that what you're saying? I do remember having solved it with both characters, getting trapped in either book. I think I got all 3 endings when I played it last time. That's what it is, isn't it? Please leave a message after the beep. Oh, I see. So I could come back into this realm and then find the next page? Is that what you're saying? In which case, let's go back to the Myst Island. If I can find my way back there.
I hope I pushed the right button, my dear brother.
Cool.
What a very interesting device you have here.
Is this a door?
I'm not erasing anything important, am I?
Maybe not.
Remember,
Yes, it is.
he is preparing. Take only one page.
See if I can go down and get back into the other elevator that then gets me back into Myst Island. That's the plan, isn't it? Actually, there's also this house here. Might as well check it out while we're here. Ooh, this is where they serve the sparkling mineral water and the cheese, maybe? Cheese? It's cheese, isn't it? With relish? It's got mold on it, man. Cheese is mold. And crackers. Just loose in the drawer. That's very nice. Ooh. Cheap, hang on a second. Vault access. Very plain. First locate switches to wood hut, make hut, off switch. That's okay. Sounds to me we may have to go and find the second part of this. Possibly. I've seen that, Camilla. Ooh, red page. Nope, we can carry a red and a blue page at the same time. How exciting. Do you know, that reminds me, there's another... So this Firmament, going back to Firmament, it didn't have the best of reviews. Neither did Jedi Fallen Order. But neither had Forspoken, and neither had Redfall, and neither had many of the games that are released recently. So there's a real issue with people leaving unbelievably bad reviews, and I wonder how that's gonna affect how games are being made, and also how that affects us in making decisions of buying games. Because if I see bad reviews on games, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't buy this. Epic have done something quite interesting. They tap into this open critic, but they also, so they display the rating from that website on their games, but they also let people just give a 1 out of 1 or 5 stars or anything in the middle to their games, and they display both ratings. So they say this is what the official reviewers think of the game, gives 25% weak rating, but then Epic players actually think this is a good game. So that's a nice way of giving people two types of variations, because you don't really know if you can trust these official reviews anymore. So yeah, I'll watch out for that. Jedi Fallen Order. How are we gonna get down? I'll see if this is the way. I have no idea. Oh, that! I think that's an elevator over there. Is that one? This here? Is this it? I think that's the one. That's the one that goes up, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one that goes up. That's not our elevator. Forget that. That's not it. I think that's the best way to do it. You go and if you find something interesting, if it interests you in principle, go and play it. And if you get the vibe within just before the 2-hour refund window is up, you go, nah, I'm gonna get a refund for that. Or you try it on Game Pass, that's another option. I'm with you, because like Redfall, I'm actually enjoying Redfall, but it's had incredibly bad reviews. No one likes it. I'm thinking, oh, poor Redfall. Still a fun game to play, you know, for me. So in that case, the reviews were wrong. But then I'm reading reviews of Elden Ring. It's like the best game that has ever been made, ever. And I'm playing and I'm thinking, I'm not really having a good time. So it is a very personal experience of what works for you and what doesn't. So I'm with you there, Camilla. Where might the other... Is this the elevator? This might be it. Yes, this is it. Goodness gracious, Vishnu. Let's go downstairs now. And that, of course, doesn't work anymore because it doesn't have water, does it? Ah! Okay, no worries. All we need to do is go back to the other thing with the winding stairs, walk down, redo the water, then come back to this elevator. If only we can go and remember where that is. Does it work? Does it have VR support, Stray? Yeah, I suppose... Oh, there it is, behind me. I haven't quite given up on it yet. It just means it might grow on me over years, you know. It's like this way. See if I can make it work. Yeah, Souls games I think is a particular type of game that if you like that kind of genre, like I've started playing I've started playing Hollow Knight. They're preparing a second game there right now. That is a really cute game. If you're into Souls games, that's basically like an Elden Ring in 2D with really cute graphics. I mean, it looks like a 2D game. It is actually a 3D game made in Unity, but it's a side-scroller. And it's really cool to play. It's just way too difficult for me. So I kind of enjoy the first 3 levels, and then the rest of the other 100 levels I'll never get to see because it's too difficult for me. But it's up until that point I really enjoyed the mood and the scene building. Dang, where was it? Come on, windy stair thing. Oh, there, gotcha. You found it, everyone found it. Brian, more to the point, what VR headset are we going to get then? Tell me. What VR set are we going to get? Are we going to get the Cosmos? Or are we going to get the Steam thing? What's it called even? I don't even know. I'm kind of leaning towards the Steam thing because I'm so happy with the other hardware that I've seen from them, namely the Steam Deck. I think that was it, wasn't it? You just do this. That was all we needed to do, I think. Now we go back upstairs and try to get the other elevator. But then you never know what's around the corner. That's the other thing. That's where we're going, isn't it? There kind of. Camilla, oh my god, how exciting. I was thinking about that earlier today. I was thinking I could really pick up Stray again And I wonder how good I'd be at the 2-hour challenge. We may have to play it once or twice before we attempt the challenge. But I'd love to try that as well. How funny that we're thinking about this. It's like it's been a few months. And there it is. I made the same mistake as I did before. Came out too quickly here. Yeah, you see, I'm thinking, on one hand, I'm thinking, okay, since I really don't know what I'm getting myself into, maybe cheap and cheerful is the way to go. At the same time, I have a feeling if it could be a real asset to scene building, I'm thinking perhaps we should go all in. You know, see it as a business investment. Since it is something you can put on your next tax return. Well, let's get the thing for like, you know, $1,000. Out of the question, Brian, out of the question. That isn't going to happen. Let's not do that. So that's you know, one off the list. That's the one that actually doesn't so much connect to your computer and render the picture. That renders everything inside the thing, isn't it? I think that's what it is. Whereas the others, they need an actual kaboom computer to render exciting graphics, I think. We now need to divert the water again, don't we? I forgot where. It needs to go into here, I think. Because this is the path to that elevator. But of course that's unpowered now because, duh. I think so too, Brian. In which case, I think that's actually, I'm glad you said that, because then our opinion kind of tallies there very much. In that case, we need to go with the thing from Steam. Doesn't it work? Like, hey, caramba. Okay, this is where the water needs to go. Then we need to get the thing for $1,000 from the Steam people. See, your first VR headset, because if you buy one that's cheap, you're just ending up buying the more expensive one afterwards, and then you've lost some money. So if we basically tap into your experience, that's good for us. Okay. Water goes into, no, that's not where that's supposed to go. Right, okay. It's just such a jungle out there, isn't it? Jeremy is big time into VR, to the point that he's actually developing stuff. That isn't what we need to do either. That needs to go over here, doesn't it? Yeah, this is where that water needs to... No, also not. Dang. It needs to go over here then. Is that right? No, also not the right water distribution thing. Man. So this way, followed by that way. And then it goes over to yes. Yes. We got it. Yeah, baby, we got it. All the way over here, maybe. I think, you know, no, here, this way. We got it. So the Valve one, does that come with a base station, or do you tether that? Is the base station your computer, or I'm so confused, or is that like a secondary mini computer that you get with that? I've seen things by, I think, Zotac. They give you a kind of a backpack where the laptop's kind of in the back, and then you wander around freely and wirelessly. I'm so confused if that's all using the same headset or if you need to have a different one or whatnot. I just, you know. Oh, I see. Gotcha. So those go on the wall so that the thing can track you. I got you. Oh, no. That was a logic issue there. So this should get us back to Myst Island, right? Oh, my God. And so for that, for the HTC, you actually need a webcam. At least one. Is one webcam enough, or do you need multiple webcams? Man, it is just so difficult. Oh, it brings us back here. That is nice, isn't it? That means we can now go and put, oh yeah, there we go, blue page onto here. And red page goes automatically onto here. Oh, I see. So, but it doesn't need, does it need no tracking stations then? Which one's wireless again? I'm so confused. Hey, this was nice. We went to that age. We're back from that age. I think I might call it a day. I'm in for. I think I need a rest. This was great. So the next thing that we need to do next Saturday, then we need to somehow lift the boat out of the water. We also need to do something about this, which I don't really know what that could be. But it looks like we're going to some mechanical age here. Is that bird poop? It is, isn't it? It totally is. Yeah, so lift the boat. That gets us to another age. This here needs to get us to another age. I think next time we're going to go and try to figure out the voltage for this thing, which gets us also into another age. And then we're going to figure out that dastardly, fiendish time-traveling puzzle that I still have no idea what we need to do there, but it was fascinating. I do remember that. Well, I'll leave us with, you know, a view of the boat here, and I'll bid you all adieu. Thank you so much for being here. I do have Discord. It's for supporters only. You got to buy me a coffee and then you get in. You can do that on Ko-fi. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, one man, for all the advice about VR headset. I'm kind of looking forward to exploring that, Brian. If we wanted to do that, let us converse. Let's see which one we want to go for, and let's do some research and update each other on that. We can do that in the general chat on the Discord. My friends, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of Memorial Monday. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you back in 6 days on the Saturday. Goodbye, I guess.